Oh, also my
Hey.
mic was muted the whole time on OBS. Good stuff. Also, game audio wasn't on. Good stuff. Great start. Good. Wonderful. Good.
Honestly, only up from here.
I did. You know what? That's a wonderful way of looking at it.
That's how I look at most of my life. Except I'm still waiting for it to go up.
Anyways, last time we were trying to figure out what to do. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
I think I might know because I may have cheated a little bit.
Ooh, okay.
Just to make sure
We
we
need to
could
go fishing.
yeah, just to make sure we could move on and like make progress. I
Yeah,
was like
fair
maybe
enough.
maybe I look what the next step is. And it is something we tried to do last time. We got to spray this place with luminol.
Ah, we did do a little spraying, but...
Yeah, but it brings me back over here, is the thing.
Do we need to get him to leave somehow?
I guess so.
Hmm.
Unless there
Can we
isn't...
examine the bloodstain again? Maybe that'll... If there's something else that we could, like, look at again, maybe it'll let us...
There are other
I think
bloodstains
there
in the
are...
room. Oh.
I swear.
I'm sorry!
What if there are other bloodstains in the room?
Okay, maybe now it'll let us.
Maybe? Yeah, let's try. Yeah, spray. There we go.
There we go. Okay. Right.
Cool. Oh. On the paint can, top left.
I can.
Lower bottom left. Oh, okay, just that there, yeah.
Blood spotted. In case you didn't see it before. Zoom in. Zoom in.
Whoa!
Enhance.
Ouch, that hurt my eyes.
That must have been one massive pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. Not a professional. What's your opinion, Detective? Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien?
This proves that something really happened in front of this locker.
I'll make a note of it on the floor plans. Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. Right. Just had to confirm.
Yes, that is indeed blood.
Okay. So let's... No. Any blood over here? No. Okay.
Oh, interesting. So that's what it is. Okay.
Guess we are done here now?
Maybe? We can try moving around, see if anything else pops up now. So what would that have told us? That would have told us that there was blood in front of the locker. Which helps us out.
Yeah, something else happened in there. Again, like this is a really robust case. With a lot of details. Coming back into it after like a week is it's gonna be rough.
Right, maybe try the parking lot again, and then if not, the criminal affairs department.
We also go to Edgeworth's. He wasn't there last. I remember we kept trying to go there. No, Edgeworth isn't here.
Nope.
Do you have anything? No.
Maybe the detention center again as well, if the police station doesn't work.
Good. How did we get there?
Nope, it's not it.
No.
Actually, did we show this guy the card?
Which card? This one?
The time card. The who checked in.
Oh right.
I think we might have, but I don't remember. So. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I have no idea what this is. Yeah. Okay. He's useless. What if we showed the guard in the back?
Hey, I don't know what we're supposed to do.
Maybe let's try the criminal affairs department real quick, because the one place we haven't checked yet. Okay. Spray for blood.
Okay, spray for blood. Go examine the bottle.
Dang it. Oh, you can.
Blood all over this.
I believe it. Wasn't one of these his desk? What if we just, like, spray the desks? See if anything comes up. It sounds kind of like
The
a
premise of
joke,
this,
but I could see that happening.
the premise of this murder is that the same murder happened uh, at 2 places at once.
Yep. So one guy was killed in 2 places at the exact same time.
Yes.
Alright.
Nothing.
Maybe just go back to the evidence room. Maybe there's a blood stain we missed. We can just see if we can try
Maybe.
spraying again.
Alright, yeah, if you... All good. Don't get yourself spoiled.
Oh yeah, no, fair enough.
Oh, well, he's not letting us spray now.
Been a good case so far, so probably one you don't want to spoil.
We have to examine this again to... And now can we spray? Okay, now we can.
So let's check up at the lights. We didn't really get like top towards the top. Maybe there's top left, maybe. I just figure if we spray every inch of this screen,
There's gotta be more somewhere.
because I don't know how precise this is. Oh wait, can we slide? Can we move over?
Oh, we can, yeah.
Ah,
we have
there
to
we
do
go.
it while this is happening. I see.
Fishing for blood. Calling it now. Oh, no.
Oh.
There, that's what we're looking for.
Blood spotted. Progress spotted.
Ooh.
Eyesight gone.
Why am I getting a reaction here?
No reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This might be something significant. Hey, some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal.
What? This? It's called luminol testing
You
fluid.
should really know that as a detective. Where'd you get your hands on that?
Huh?
I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow $50 from the chief. Where do you get this, Emma?
I always buy it by mail order.
Well, I better jot this down on the floor plans.
That she buys it by mail order.
Yeah. Okay,
Good
so I
call.
guess that really is it.
Yeah, so maybe can we just investigate this now? So examine, I guess. Now that there's a handprint here. No?
No, this is just for the thing sticking out of it. We've already seen it.
Alright, maybe Gumshoe will have something to say about this then. No?
Nothing.
Okay. Well, we found more blood, presumably everything.
Now maybe something's happened?
Maybe?
Now maybe we just gotta check every area? See if something's changed?
My only other thought would be like if we had to find like a trail of blood leading out, but like seems like we got everything.
Well, we sprayed around the guard office before.
Yeah.
What are we missing? I
Go back
remember
to the
this.
law office for a second, maybe.
Yeah, I remember this case being like this, where it was like you needed to do really specific stuff at a specific time at a specific place.
Yeah. Does Emma have anything to say? Is the question.
Nah,
Nope.
pretty much always here at the law office, it's just like, where do we begin?
Yeah.
How do
I
we
think
start
as
this
much.
thing?
Center, we could try once more. Actually, maybe we could talk to Meekins about something different now that we saw there was blood.
Nah.
No. We present him the fluid. Maybe that will let us talk about it.
Or the floor plans?
Or maybe there's something we haven't investigated closely enough. We did add it to the floor plans.
He doesn't care about it.
Could we look at the glove? There's nothing on here that we can like just the tag.
I think we've looked at that already.
Okay. You know, I never care for the word tag. It's very confusing.
Confusing about it.
Do you know how many other words sound like it? Bag, gag, nag, lag, zag.
Zag? Is that a word?
Do you challenge me?
Are we playing a word game now?
Well, I just have to.
That gave us nothing.
It did. Zaga word. The largest agricultural drone service provider.
Huh.
That's what XAG is, apparently.
The more you know.
Well, anyways, if you need an agricultural drone...
Yeah.
Okay. Did we luminol around here?
What I was thinking.
I know we did initially, but it's been a while.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure... Well, she's not going to let us. Not allowed anymore.
Nope. Fine. Okay, do we have anything else we can investigate? So basically, we got more information on the floor plan.
Mm-hmm.
Did we try showing the floor plan to Meekins?
Yes, I just did that.
No, okay, that's one. Okay. Who else would have an
Yes.
interest?
We could show it to Gumshoe.
We could. Maybe that'll trigger something. Or even this guy as well, Marshall. But let's try.
Nope, no.
Okay. The locker in our inventory. Can we inspect that more closely?
In our inventory?
Yeah, there's like a locker,
Oh, yeah.
right?
I didn't know. I guess, yeah, you can look at it. You can look at the PNG very closely.
Huh, okay. Indicator lamp lights up when it's open. What about the jar?
Together from fragments found at the crime scene, a piece is missing. So we can look at that.
Oh, what's the bottom of it? Huh? This thing doesn't have a bottom.
That's weird.
I wonder which side is up.
Better yet, what's the purpose of a bottomless jar?
At least it doesn't collect dust inside, right?
I don't think that's
I think
true.
it's the opposite, actually. Emma.
I'm lost.
I am too.
You think maybe I should just do a little, like, soul searching and look inside myself? See if I can, like, you know, if I think about it really hard, maybe I can guide myself towards the next thing we need to do.
My only other thought was, real quick, let's see with the luminol again. Let's try one more round of luminol on the far left. Maybe there was something on the door that we missed.
Ah, maybe. Gotta look at the hands.
Look at the hand. A little bit of blood, a little bit of blood. You want to do some luminol?
No, I didn't mean to do it again.
Fine. We know for sure now.
Spray.
Okay, if we pan over, is there anything on the door?
Nothing.
Anything, and there's like dumping and stuff in down there. Nothing on the floor down here.
No, we were pretty thorough.
And if we spray that, we just get a dialogue again.
Yeah.
Can we investigate that one hand there again, then?
I mean, that's just gonna give us what we already have, I think.
Probably, but I don't know if we ever did this. I knew it! This is someone's right handprint.
What? What's the matter, detective? It's locker. It's mine.
Yours?
Please. You have to help me. When they come take me away. Promise you'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals? This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plan. Okay, so it was this.
Alright.
Counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police.
What? Huh? But you're a detective!
Hey, pal, look at the time. Is there something you needed to be going to? Guess that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm going to give them my report for the day. It might help, you know?
Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer?
One that says nothing but no problems? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I'm off, pal. Later. Okay, things are moving.
All right. That was it. It was just we sprayed everything. We just forgot to check the one that was like right in front of us.
Yeah. I wonder what Edgeworth is up to. I wonder also. There we go.
Nice.
You.
Oh, I guess. My apologies.
Oh, it's you.
Have we met somewhere?
Huh?
Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long.
Edgeworth here?
There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand.
Aggressively holding a teacup. Right.
I like the idea that the teacup is in that hand that we can't see, which means he's like supporting his arm so he can hold the teacup right now.
Yeah.
He's like...
Does the hotel bring him tea service?
Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office in court?
I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Ah, yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems.
Really? Was it helpful?
Apparently a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. The real info is on the other side, Edgeworth.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. That's too bad. Anyways, what's the deal, Edgeworth?
So how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation.
Concealing evidence?
Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time, again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. You okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney, however. Something happened. They gave control of the investigation over to the police department.
Why would they do such a thing?
No, not
The police department. Anyone but them.
The first rule of being an attorney is never trust the police. Yes. Any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you? Why? All along I've done only what I believe is right. I've nothing to be ashamed of. But still, aggressively sips tea. Wow, I've never seen him this out of sorts. Alright, what are we showing?
At work.
Got a lot of things.
We got so many things that could really send him out. What are some of the new things we got? Oh, let's start with the, no, further. Actually, yeah, let's go further. Let's go to the, keep going to the right. The next one, this one.
Alright, I better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage? Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true.
Why, Mr. Edgeworth?
Please don't look at me like that.
Okay.
I was asked to go, by Chief Gat, no less.
The chief of police?
He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here.
Can I ask what kind of case it was?
I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case.
I feel like we've heard that a lot.
Yeah, and then it always happens to have something to do with the current case.
Weird.
Shockingly enough. I'm curious about this other case. Better make a note of it. Just in case.
Just in case.
Stubborn as always. I told you this has nothing to do with the current case.
We really hear that a lot.
And anything else to show them?
Maybe just the floor plan for the evidence locker.
Please, I'm the prosecutor on this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea. I'll pass on the tea. Just tell me about the case.
Mr. Wright, Mr. Edgeworth just told you no in a very polite manner.
Whose side are you on, anyway?
I thought that was obvious. I'm on his side.
Maybe I just show him my best evidence I can get some reaction out of him.
Show him a knife.
Yeah. Can we say anything more to him now? No.
No, so we probably still have some more stuff to show him.
We can show him his knife.
Let's show him his knife.
Nothing.
Nope. Let's see, what else is new that you know about? Maybe let's try the other knife.
This one?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nope, okay.
Oh wait, hold on, no, there was.
Oh.
You're the man who revived my worst... You were the man who revived the worst memory of my life.
Oh.
Figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. Must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. I'm sorry, usually a PNG pops up whenever you get it right.
No, what you mean.
The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too then. He was a top officer, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous.
Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth?
What I want to know is why was a deputy chief of police on the investigation? In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't. Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something.
My sister? What?
You were still studying forensic science.
Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this.
Luminol testing fluid, Well then, you might have use for this.
Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints!
It's been chemically treated for better adhesion.
For me? Are you sure? We're the enemy, you know.
I have no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really... no need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? He didn't know what luminol... It's fine.
It's better in the hands of the 16-year-olds.
Yes, really it is.
Well, let's get going. One last investigation.
Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere.
Where have we seen a handprint?
I remember how to get there. Oh, cowboy's gone. We've lost a cowboy.
Out wrangling dogies.
Investigation turned up a suspicious handprint.
Here, in this blood on the detective's evidence floor locker. Evidence locker.
Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed.
The gun.
Shoot the handprint.
Shoot it. Right. Let's get started. First, choose a finger.
And then bang! Finger?
Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print.
I really can't tell the difference at a glance.
Quit procrastinating and choose a finger.
Which one? Which one?
Top left.
Top left?
Yeah, that's right, top left. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done.
I'm starting to get that sparkle in her eyes. Oh no, I'm fully aware that we are not finishing this case tonight. I know it's massive.
First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around.
We got a long way to go. How do you do that?
With Enter. See?
Emma, I'm using a controller. Looks like that did the trick.
The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just just blow away the excess.
Oh, this was a DS game. It had a microphone.
Oh.
How are we doing that? E.
With E.
Again.
Exciting, I know.
Controller.
Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See?
That looks fun. Might take some getting used to, though.
It's fine. It won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright.
Guess I better give it a try. Just get a good like thick layer of it on there. Just get a good nice layer on there to make sure we get just enough. Just a little sprinkle more. Like another little sprinkle. Just a tad bit more.
Just go ahead and just dump the jar. You want? Let's just dump the jar
right there.
What? You did it! You found one!
But it's nothing like a fingerprint.
Now that you mention, I guess it doesn't.
What does it mean?
It means we're out of luck.
Or maybe we used too much. That could also be it. Out of luck.
The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves.
Oh, or that. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here.
Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints?
Other prints?
Looking at the locker door again closely... Oh, there's another. It seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well.
Oh?
Let's see if we can find a clear print.
Fingerprints outside the blood.
What about at the bottom left?
Do you see it?
No.
Just get like a good little bit of dust right there.
Just a little...
Just a little bit. Fingerprints spotted. Oh wait, hold on, I gotta do it. It's not clear enough, hold on.
No, okay. We just gotta...
There we go. That not...
not clear enough still. It's not clear enough. Keep going, keep going.
We just trick it's on there and go. There we go.
Yay! A print so clear it's dazzling.
Dazzling.
Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away.
We're not done yet? It's quite a process.
Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint.
Hoping to just kind of guess whose it was.
And not knowing who the owner is, right?
Yes, she's right.
Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth. Point out to the person you think left these prints.
How am I supposed to know who it was?
I could make a pretty good guess. Bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So, whose fingerprints would we most likely find on this evidence locker?
Do you know? Get him.
Wait.
Get him. We found our guy.
Hey, we got him, we got him. He's only 30?
Really, huh?
I figured he would be like 35, 38, somewhere around there. Aha!
Looking pretty... for 30.
Yeah. The work really is getting to him, I think. So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe.
Book him. He's our guy.
He's our guy. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this... So what? Look.
Guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what?
Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright.
Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there's one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out.
No, there wasn't.
Do we have to... Wait, do we have to spray it again? Yeah, hold on.
No, you probably just or I think you have an item.
Yeah, let me just... Oh my god, we have so much stuff now.
Well, you can probably do it with the other thing.
Oh, like it... Probably a good point, actually.
Maybe?
Or
maybe not. Maybe not.
How do we... There we go.
Yeah, okay. Right. There's a handprint here. Okay. Want to try using this?
Oh, her eyes sparkling again.
Leave it be.
Check for prints.
That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first.
They're mine. It's just a heads up.
The area with the blood was wiped away, right?
I only ended up finding it using chemical means.
Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too.
Oh, right. That means no prints.
Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high?
Don't ask me.
Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away.
It's other than the ones left by the bloody hand.
Start dusting. Oh, probably on the fingerprint scanner then.
And the... Oh! Good point? Wait,
I'll let you dust.
no?
Oh, okay. You are dusting.
Not giving me... I'm just mashing A as I'm going all around.
Bottom left somewhere
Yeah,
then?
I would have thought, yeah, the fingerprint thing, but no.
It seems like nothing's happening. Are you pressing the right button?
There we go.
Oh,
Okay.
there we
Yeah.
Nice.
I was just going around mashing A.
Oh, okay. I was expecting to see something pop up like this, but it did, so there we go.
A nice thick coat on there.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I like to see.
And... there.
Oh!
Does that match?
Is that...
Is that our guy?
Well, looks like it might be maybe a little bit of our guy.
The goddamn cowboy all along.
How's a cowboy older than Gumshoe?
Don't ask questions that you don't want the answer to. And these fingerprints,
Who are they? Is it someone I know?
It's Officer Marshall.
Huh? Officer Jake Marshall?
The Jake Marshall.
That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime.
Emma, this is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminol reaction. The blood and the fingerprints are in the same place.
Oh.
We have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped blood stain.
Why would Officer Marshall...
Looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. Guess this is what you call decisive evidence.
Oh! I don't believe it!
But
He
was rootin' and he was tootin'. But most importantly, he was kind.
I mean, was he?
Not really, no. He's kind of a dick.
I don't even think he said you guys didn't even been to Texas, right? He saw a special on TV once. It was like, oh yeah.
He's just cosplaying a cowboy.
So, what do you think, Mr. Wright?
I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all. Oh.
The victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed.
Hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning.
We just finished, actually. Used to all-nighters, though. So, how'd it go? It says Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Lena, don't tell me you... Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are.
The Sky.
Hmm?
We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall.
What kind of trace evidence?
Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. It's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you?
In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall?
We'll fight at high noon. We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right in the Sky?
Hmm. Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. I mean, that's what I would do. I'd throw anyone under the bus to get my get my conviction.
Yeah, exactly. We're the good guys.
Mm-hmm.
We've done it before. Remember when we accused the old lady just to get like an extra day to investigate?
Yes.
It's not new
I was
for
accusing
us.
old women. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is...
I'm afraid you'll have to clarify.
It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time.
Which, that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I heard the victim from the evidence room just disappeared.
Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car.
Wow, this is one messed up trial. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In doing so, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself.
Now that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things. Even though he doesn't know what's going on himself.
That's supposed to be an admirable trait?
Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand.
For its first witness, the prosecution calls... Alright, which schmuck is it?
Yo mama.
The suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department.
The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Oh, geez, huh?
Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Will the witness please state his name and occupation?
Yes, sir. I am Officer Mike Meekins, sir. My occupation is, that would be murder, sir. So you're telling us you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You've got to believe me, sir. Actually, what we'd like to hear from you is, sir, I'm what you would call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, sir.
Officer Meekins,
Yes, sir.
give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order.
Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I am part of a generation that must be told what to do, sir.
You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm.
Alright, here we go. Back to it.
Well, you see, I was killing him.
Just stabbing the heck out of him, sir!
Sorry. Oh, it was not my normal duty. I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir.
Stabbing him 47 times in the chest!
Wait, no, it was 48. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life. Then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you? Do unto the others do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir. I see. Then you fainted and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
What I need here is more info to work with.
What if we just arrest him? Ooh.
Ooh, what if?
Let's press on this one, just start.
Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not?
Yes, sir. I am in charge of hiring new recruits, sir.
Yikes, now there's a scary thought. Evidence transferal was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed.
I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. The Blue Badger? Yes, sir, the lovely police mascot created by Chief of Detectives, sir.
There he is.
Was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir.
Oh.
I see. Sounds like a very important mission. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room.
Oh, he saw the whole thing.
Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room.
Blue Badger knows all. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? We gotta question the Badger. We gotta bring the Badger onto the stand.
This is definitely a prosecute the Badger angle.
Are you pressing on this? Or
I feel okay with this one. Can we go to the next one? Let's press on this one a little bit.
So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you?
It was a knife, sir, a knife! Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was.
You're not exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into.
That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand.
Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be...
I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar.
And let's press on this one too.
What exactly do you mean when you say you did it?
I know I don't look like the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him.
You took his knife?
I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man.
I see. Must have been desperate.
The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then the next thing I knew... Yes? He punched me right in my face, sir!
Well, it is a big target.
After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake.
Press a little on this one too.
About what time did you regain consciousness?
No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious.
Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30.
He hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain. That's nice. It's nice that you recovered. That is... When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir.
Your mission?
Yes, sir. The Blue Badger, sir. I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand.
Well, we can all rest easy now.
Except the Blue Badger. This is just what he was telling us yesterday.
Well, we need to try and skim some more details from him. For starters, what was an officer from the General Affairs Department doing it there in the first place?
Right, let's press him for all he's worth. Take his money.
Alright, only thing we haven't pressed on is this, I think.
Yeah, let's try it.
In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct?
Precisely, sir. I have one here, right here around my neck.
So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right?
There it is, I found it! This is the one right here. Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir, it's 4989596. That's my number, sir.
I see. Huh, but the number 4989596 is shown as being used twice. Please explain, witness.
It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger into the evidence room. The second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down. I see. So it was during that second time when... Yes, sir, that was when I spotted the man on the security screen.
Yes, we have that now.
I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened.
Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? Got a point.
Here's Officer Meekins. With regard to that, sir... Take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Kent delivered it to me just this morning, sir.
The chief delivered it.
What is that? A videotape? Yes, sir. That's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room.
What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape, and was told that it had been mistakenly erased.
That's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at.
Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever.
Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using that word, murder, sir. It scares me.
A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into?
Oh, I'm ready. Oh, I'm so ready. Anime sequence.
It's him! Get him!
There he is!
That's our guy!
You're the 3D in this. Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
Dude, this was incredible in the DS era.
I was gonna say, this is some peak DS vibes right here. Oh no, the accomplice. He hit the face. Oh my, Blue Badger, why would you do that? Oh no. Ooh, punch in the face. Ooh. And he died, and then Meekins died. Gotta rest his soul.
Can't believe we're cross-examining a ghost.
True.
Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing.
How were they 3D?
How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us?
What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood?
Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire Criminal Affairs Department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir.
Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly?
I also just realized the music, there's a chance that the music was actually on the video.
Oh, for sure.
Yes, well, anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room, and some sort of activity did take place.
Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins?
Yes, sir. As you wish, sir.
Throw the video evidence into the garbage.
His face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it.
Ooh, I want to see...
Oh, is this about a fingerprint?
Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to.
Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
I don't know where this cross-examination will lead. Everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. You said you
I
had
was wondering...
something...
Yeah, was the guy in the video wearing gloves?
Ooh. That's a really good... I mean, we can check.
Yes, there he is. There he is, our beautiful boy.
I can't fast forward or anything. We have to watch
Yeah,
the
I
whole
figured as
thing.
much.
Oh, there's a handprint on... Is he wearing gloves? It's hard to tell.
Look like... Yeah, I couldn't tell. Like, it looks like the same color as his coat, but I can't tell if that's just the video or the...
Still can't tell.
I genuinely don't know.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say no, but...
unclear.
Okay. Can't really see the video. Let's just press on this.
On the second one, you mean?
Yeah.
Or... But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face.
Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label people as having seen or not seen it. Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it. Why is everyone looking at me? I had to label your stares as disturbing or...
Meekins! Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you testify.
Yes, sir.
You claimed the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you were positive it was him.
I mean, he opened the locker, which required his fingerprint.
Let's just press on this last one.
However, the most important detail is not shown in this video, the man's face.
Sir, if I may say something, sir. Please do. After all, you are the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust this knife into my body, sir. My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir. Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. Just like the hips.
That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it.
Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again.
Is there a problem with the security video?
I don't actually know, but I'm inclined to say there is.
Yeah. I mean, we can look at it again.
Did you see that handprint on the badger?
Yeah, that's what I had pointed out last time.
Oh, okay, okay.
It could be that he's wearing gloves.
I honestly can't tell because
Yeah,
the graphic.
I think I saw what may have been a fingernail, so I don't...
I did, yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Oh wait, a glove fell, did you see that?
Oh, yeah. That might be it? That a glove fell out?
So is it possible that he was wearing a glove and then took it off?
Maybe.
I say we just say yes and see if we can point to that moment.
Sure, why not? And just in case... Regarding the video contained on this videotape, there's one thing in particular that seems rather strange.
Strange.
This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman.
What? This video contains such a contradiction.
Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video. You would want me to point it out.
Very well, proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of.
I have to point out a problem in the video. The first time I've ever had to do that.
You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Nice. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing.
Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching that video.
How did this guy ever become a police officer?
Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates the man may not be Detective Goodman?
Alright. So do we want to say it's...
Rewind just a little bit. The glove fell out of the locker.
Yeah.
Alright.
What shows that it wasn't Goodman?
Wait, can you go back a little bit right there? Like, pause right there. Can we tell if he's wearing gloves here or not?
It's hard to tell.
Okay.
We can go frame by frame.
Oh, neat.
I mean, there is blood on his shoulder. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, that I think came from Meekin's hand.
Did it? Why would there be blood on Meekin's hand already?
Because that happened just a minute ago whenever Meekins first approached him and went for the knife.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's not there.
Yeah, so Meekins got his hand cut. Right here. I mean, just the fact that he's not on screen, definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like it has something to do with the start. I'm inclined to say he either had gloves or something of the sort. Like, we saw him open the locker, but we didn't see him use the fingerprint scanner. You know, so that's my thought, is like...
Yeah, well, we have to pinpoint a specific moment.
Yeah. Let's just try this right here.
This?
Yeah, I'm not confident it's gonna work for us, but maybe we'll get a clue.
I think we have to, like, point out specifically.
Oh, it says just why to present.
Well, yeah, but I have a cursor, so I think it wants me to point at the thing.
Okay, could you rewind slightly then to where the glove falls out?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, actually, go just back just a little bit further. Like, right before the locker gets opened. Is he actually using the fingerprint scanner is what I'm trying to see. And one thing I can't really tell, but...
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if we point to this, because it looks like he didn't use the fingerprint scanner.
So you want to present that?
Oh, wait a minute. What about the light? Isn't there a light on these that shows whether they're like open or closed?
Oh my god. All right, wait,
So it
rewind.
might have already been unlocked.
Wait, so hold on. We can... Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's such a good... Oh my god. To present that?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a hell of an eye. I had completely forgotten about that detail. That's so good. Officer
Yeah.
Meekins.
Heck yeah.
Sir, do you mean me, sir?
As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. If it's a match, the light turns on and the lock is released.
According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir.
If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture.
It's him.
It's the Badger. Get him! Take him out. Take the shot. Oh, they're making us watch the whole thing again.
They are.
Look, they were proud of this animation.
They were. Honestly, I understand why. It's a solid animation.
When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind to a little earlier.
Run back.
The Blue Badger is the epitome of animation.
He is.
Here, notice the light?
What's this? It's already lit. Just like this court. Yeah.
Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. He's dead!
Order, order. What's the meaning of this?
Very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. The locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered. And the locker is automatically locked.
Oh, I know. It must have broken down. Of course. I'm not an expert in this.
I think it was the glove.
That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction.
Oh, well, that just goes to show an officer should keep their mouth shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation?
Me, Your Honor?
Yes. Well, why wasn't the locker locked?
It was the Badger.
It was the Badger.
Me, Your Honor?
Badger put the glove on, opened the locker.
It's all coming together. Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator?
Oh. Oh, maybe something like jam the system sensor?
Something jammed the sensor? Say, the glove!
Yep.
There's something else that seems out of place in this video.
Yeah, I thought so too. There's got to be another clue somewhere in this footage.
Very well. Let's inspect the video once more.
One more time!
The locker wasn't locked. Mr. Wright, please point out the cause for this.
Glove.
Glove. It was him, it was the Badger.
Did you see it? If you look closely in the footage...
No.
Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier.
All roads lead back to the Badger.
Always been the Badger. Did you see it?
No, actually,
I blinked. I blinked.
Oh.
Could you please replay it? What's this? Something white fell out of the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out of doors when doors are open. I often fall out and roll great distances when I open my car doors, sir.
Objection. You don't have a car.
We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with.
What do you mean?
The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door?
Inserted?
What do you mean by that?
How do you mean? Define inserted.
Let's take a look at the footage one more time. Stare into the eyes of the badger. Once more.
One more time.
This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor.
Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing, my tie chokes me. But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door.
Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator.
Yes, an insulator. But at the crime scene...
It just might have been something that fits the description.
Sir, by insulator, you don't mean...
I think I finally got this figured out.
Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck in the locker door?
A knife.
Oh,
Show off Edworth's trophy just to like piss him off. I like that.
I think we need to look at the video one more time.
I think we need to look at the video.
Alright, glove.
Yeah.
Found this near the locker. A thin rubber glove.
But we can't be sure that's what was in the victim's locker.
It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. That isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. And I did. It's me, the murderer. Hello, everybody.
No.
It's your favorite boy.
You're so, sir. Order, order, order! So are we to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman?
Do not be misled, Your Honor.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. Officer Meekins, please testify about this.
Sir, me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir.
Is this a joke? This whole courtroom's a joke, Phoenix.
Very well, begin your testimony.
We've known that since the beginning.
I'm already thinking we're gonna have to do something with the time card or the you know what I'm saying?
There's one other thing that proved the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. Time of the crime, the detective has used his card.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
ID correct, card record, I see.
I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. The ID used at 514 is that of the victim.
Just before the crime, Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room?
This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff.
Oh, it's like most of them. Just
Correct.
hearing that makes my hair stand on end.
Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There were only
Self-aware Phoenix, right?
a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon.
Right, I see. Now let's move on to the cross-examination.
Alright, was there anything that stuck out immediately?
Keep going. Keep going for now. Let's press on this one. Like, we can't be sure that it was the detective using his card.
Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you.
Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID card, sir.
Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife.
Maybe he just panicked?
Hey, Voice of Dog, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, everybody.
Hey, thank you.
We're getting into the thick of it here, in the final case of the first Phoenix Wright game. Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out.
Right. What do you think?
Epka laughs at in the face of Meekins. Laughs in the face of most people, though. I'm confused.
What?
Problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. Not like Edgeworth to miss something like this.
You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show what we've got. Can we just present the ID card that we have? Because we found it elsewhere.
In which thing? Here, you think?
Probably.
And I'll save just in case. Oh, we got it. Wait one moment, Officer Meekins.
I'm not good at waiting, sir.
I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. I found it when I stole it from him, and then used it to impersonate him.
That makes sense.
When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card.
Lost item report. It's only half completed.
But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure. There is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card.
Get Detective Goodman in here. That's illegal. He can't not carry his card.
Bring him in here.
Order, order! So now, what does all this mean?
It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card.
Order, order, order! Oh, does the prosecution have a response?
I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo. Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There were two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. That is... well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. Well, well. Seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove.
Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth.
The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place. At the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime.
So
the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot, the prosecutor's office. The murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon.
Kind of. Not really.
I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning.
The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Any other cases are completely unrelated.
Just so, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else Lana...
What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess?
There's not really anything to object to. I mean, he was kind of right. Did you just wait and see what happens?
I guess we could.
I mean, normally I'm all for just objecting, but honestly, there's not much to object to other than, like... I don't know, let's wait and see what happens.
Alright, your call.
Let's see if we can get her to be guilty.
Better pace myself. If I rush ahead, I might run into another trap.
But Mr. Wright, if you don't do anything...
It seems the defense is out of ammunition.
The surrender flag has been raised. Your Honor, may we have your ruling now?
Don't give up, Mr. Wright. Get up and fight.
No, we're objecting anyway.
Yeah.
One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. Well, I need to wait for the camera to pan back so I can dramatically say my next thing.
Yes.
I'll give it one more moment, please.
Yeah,
Edgeworth, shut up, Edgeworth.
Phoenix, when are you gonna, like, say
Hold on.
something? Phoenix, when are you...
However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of this matter.
Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes, Your Honor.
if this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. Just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand.
Yes!
Mr. Wright, do you mean...
Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness.
Oh? Whom do you have in mind?
Someone we have a reason to believe knows the truth. Truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply.
Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testify. What is his or her name?
Oh. Lena. Oh, I guess
Greatest cowboy of all.
Oh, did I want to call Emma the same? Wait, what is Emma's thing say? I want to see what the description is reading. High school junior and self-styled scientific investigator. Client, sister of Lena's guy. Wait, what's Lena's thing say?
Defendant-in-chief prosecutor for the district,
Wow.
wounded on her right hand.
Lame.
The best one.
Best. Alright, fine. We can call a cowboy to the stand.
Thinks he's a cowboy. Not that he is a cowboy. Thinks he's a cowboy.
Correct.
Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? Can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare.
Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed.
Yes.
Well,
That was in character.
Yes. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time?
We will, Your Honor.
Court is now in recess. Kickball.
Yay! Foursquare!
Why is that word pronounced subpoena? That just, it does not
I don't know,
fit in my brain.
the English language is dumb and stupid.
Yeah, but like there are other words that like make more sense because they come from, I don't know, I just gotta figure out what language it comes from. Anyways, there's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright?
I mean, why is Phoenix said as Phoenix?
I mean, fair, but that's only like you're only skipping one letter, you know? Subpoenaed is just like, I would have spelled it with like a C and an E, like subpoenaed. I don't know. You called for Jake. You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured out everything.
I think we should just abolish language, go back to caveman speak. I haven't figured anything out.
You're the one who knows everything.
Thank you, Emma.
Emma. You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright's trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me?
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals.
Mm.
Yeah, I guess I am. I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? I love Gumshoe.
Beautiful.
Got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happy people at funerals.
Sorry, Detective.
Hey, you better be, pal. Hey, 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 hey! I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky.
That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked?
Oh. You mean this, right?
My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request.
My name?
You're out of jail, you can just do things?
Yeah. Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Did I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? Need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident.
Elena, that's... Thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. You have 10 minutes, go.
I can't believe you with the chief prosecutor were a witness in that case. Sky was a witness? Files for the Joe Dark killings solved 2 years ago.
Joe. Who's Joe?
Take it from me. You don't wanna know who Joe is. Take it from me, pal.
Gumshoe, I believe you.
Oh, what? Now that I've brought you your stuff, you're gonna just ignore me? Emma, but why? Why is your name in here?
What? My name's in there? I don't know, unless... No, it couldn't be. Lena, this SL9 incident, is that... That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as... the Joe Dark killings. Joe Dark. Oh, no, Lena. That's over with. No!
Emma, wait. Ran away. You know what? I just remembered I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. I mentioned Lena and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. Can't be just a coincidence.
It probably is.
Yeah, I'm sure it's nothing to worry about.
Knowing you, you might just be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. At least you don't have my sister to help you through it.
Better take a good look at this file. Anyways.
Bum, bum, bum.
We can look at it as soon as we get in there.
Good. Do you mind if I take a quick BRB?
Yeah, it's all good.
Cool, alright, be right back.
I'm gonna take a quick BRB as well. Be back in a minute.
We back.
The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lena Sky.
Emma didn't come back. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime.
Drinking report first thing.
It's fine, he's an officer of the law. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Me, partner? I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly across intersections when needed. Yes, we get it.
Oh, I know you're a patrolman.
As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out.
I want to use that sometime.
To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind? Never heard Edgeworth described that way before. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner.
What do you mean?
Desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up.
I want to press on that.
Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime.
Everybody's already sick of him.
In plain old English.
This is old English. He's not old enough.
My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at the street side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail.
I can't say I particularly care for your attitude.
I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't hear me complaining.
You can't just say that. Contempt of court right there.
Wait a minute. Judge does have a stupid beard. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I thought he was about to say the security cameras and the lasso I put in front of the door.
That rope would never let anybody through.
I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the finger-activated locks on the evidence lockers? Fingerprint-activated locks? What a newfangled doohickeys are those? Not being very helpful. He's not that good with machines, or with following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor?
This one seems like trouble.
Like how this is the one that seems like trouble.
Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours.
Do you think it could be because he's excessively drinking from the flask?
Nah.
Or because he's got a weapon in the courtroom?
Nah.
He's actively shaving his beard?
No, surely not. I like the term bone orchard. Let's go back to the one before this and press.
What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Not even Angel's Steaks lunches can beat that parlor's Vongol sepia pasta.
You mean to tell us you abandoned your police duty to eat some noodles?
Not all desperados eat tacos, partner.
That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson.
That's strange. This is usually where Edgeworth says, "Did you not want to raise this year?" We do have stuff showing that he was at the scene of the crime. Like, we have his fingerprints.
Yeah.
I don't know if we just show them here, though.
Let's press on this one first, and then see if we want to just show it to him.
I don't know if we just go in swinging or not. Out of ammo,
Yeah.
Officer Marshall? That's right, partner. Or as you'd call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me in this crime, then you better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west into the sunset.
One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, Wiz doesn't appear to have seen anything.
Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Apparently your superiors don't. Yeah, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I'd best keep my cool. Before I use it, though, I'd better up the ante.
Oh yeah, let's up the ante.
Okay, so what are you thinking
Hold
then?
on, let's show the fingerprint. Time to the crime.
Just go ahead and show the fingerprints.
Let's do it.
Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects. That is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood.
And you have no fingers.
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene.
The blood was wiped away. However, a luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall? Seems to me, there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall. About the blood-stained fingerprints?
Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. Found at the scene of the crime.
Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the blood-stained handprint. Murder touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See? I had nothing to do with it.
Witness's explanation appears valid. Although there's room for doubt.
Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Guy's hiding something. I can feel it. That's my chance to prove it. Prove that it's under that hat.
Ooh, we gotta see what's under that hat. Probably like a tiger hat. Let's move past this one. Press on this one. I don't know what we'll get from it, but let's press.
So then, what about the bloody handprint? Wasn't mine. It's no mystery.
Please explain.
My locker is covered with my handprints, or fingerprints. It just so happened.
Let's press on this one.
The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. Chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. Wanna know why?
I touched everything. Let's press on this one, because we might be able to... I'm not sure if we can get things, but let's press on it, yeah.
Unrelated? They're as different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. One's got to do with breakfast, while the other's a type of murder.
He's right. Although seemingly alike, they're totally different.
I don't see what homonyms have to do with this.
Can we press on this one? How does he know the murderer was wearing gloves?
How do you know that?
Yeah, thanks, Phoenix.
I may be a loner, but I'd still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a blood stain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Well, yeah, I think we tried that too.
So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint.
That's the only logical conclusion. Can't let him squirm out of this one. Gotta find something. Something decisive to tie Officer Marshall to this crime.
What evidence do we have? Ooh, you know, there was a fingerprint on the blue badger, or a handprint on the blue badger.
There was.
If we could prove it was his, that might be something, but I don't know if that's too far along right now.
Yeah.
That was my first thought. But ooh, what about the card? The time card?
Time card?
Yeah, because we still have at least one entry that didn't. Yeah, see that top one?
Mm-hmm.
That could have been his.
Yeah, but how is that relevant to right now?
Well, it potentially means he entered the room first, but I guess that doesn't really help right now.
Yeah. 'Cause right now we're trying to tie the bloody fingerprints to him.
Gotcha.
So all that would do is prove he was in the room, which he works there.
Yes, the attorney's badge. They have to know we're an attorney. Wait, the badge?
Badger? Wait a minute. It was you.
Okay. Well, we didn't find a flask in there. So he probably wasn't there. Can we press once more on the first one? I think that was the only one we didn't press on.
On this one?
Well, maybe not this one. What was the next one? Let's go to the one before this. Yeah, I'm struggling to think of, yeah.
That's because you, how did you put it, pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine.
What? What do you mean?
I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now is... there was a heap of broken dreams. I see. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker's programming. Must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. Oh.
Ah.
You starting to get the picture, partner? Picture? This seal of blood. In the desert, it's just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. Security tape. So long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise.
Which isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
You can go back to the video.
Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall.
Oh, now we have...
Oh, we gotta go back to the video.
Alright.
Screw it, we just present this video, we find the right.
The video itself?
That's what I was thinking. I mean, I think
we can do it.
if we can look at the video, I'd say, I mean, we can always check it.
You're going for the gamble of, like, that's gonna be right, and then we figure it out from...
Yeah.
Alright.
Basically.
No.
Oh, okay.
Sorry?
Gotcha, okay. We'll get to it, we'll get to it. We'll press on this first, maybe, then.
And that's what would have happened if we presented the video.
That's what... Exactly.
I press on it?
Yeah, let's press on this. Maybe we'll be able to prove this.
What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. That video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots.
Blind spots?
Places you can't see.
Unless you knew the camera's angle.
Camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. That's a really good point, actually. Oh my god. Don't know how I didn't consider that. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, yeah, well, there you go. They could leave the room without being caught on tape. We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright.
Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall is present, please do so now.
Was there evidence in the video?
Was there evidence in the video? Or is it something else?
I feel like it's been leading us to this, so I think we gotta find evidence in the video.
You think so? Alright.
Probably.
Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. But carefully, Mr. Wright, you might wind up being the one making the mistake.
Now then, let's have another look at the video. Show us this incriminating evidence of the witness, Officer Jake Marshall.
Alright, do you hear any yeehaws? Do you see any flasks?
No, it's all covered up by Blue Badger's beautiful song.
Wait, pause for a sec.
Oh, wait, hold it. That...
So I just want to see if there's
Right there.
anything we can get off of this guy. Nothing so far.
It's gotta be the Badger.
Not the Badger.
At some point, it is going to be the Badger.
It is. There's, yes. Chekhov's gun, right? Chekhov's Badger. There he is. Alright, we'll keep going for now. Stop.
Wait, oh, okay, stop.
Look, sorry, can you pause right there? Is there anything here? What's on his wrist? Is that just part of his jacket?
That
Oh yeah, it's
might
part of his jacket.
be, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep going for now. I'm thinking maybe once we get to the fight, that's whenever we can, Was it the knife, maybe?
Maybe?
Because it might be his knife that was pulled.
That's... You know what? It could be.
I'm not opposed to trying the knife.
We can try it. Present it?
Yeah, I mean, he has literally been using it in court, so...
There, how's that for evidence?
Oh.
Please allow me to apologize for my colleague, Your Honor. He gets carried away sometimes.
Yes, well, it certainly isn't a first.
Will you forgive him too, Officer Marshall? He's not a bad man, just a bit disillusioned. Of course. I'm not one to gun down unarmed boys. Oh, great, now Edgeworth is defending me. Guess that means I missed the mark.
Very well, let's get back to the cross-examination.
Okay.
Can we review the video again while we're in here? 'Cause I do feel like it's something in the video. I just don't know what yet.
We can't fast forward or anything while we're
Dang it.
reviewing it.
Alright. I feel like it's either something in the fight or otherwise. Yeah, I didn't really see anything.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh. Oh.
Wait, was there
Oh.
something on the...
Oh. 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 Oh.
Yeah. Was
Oh.
that the end there?
Did we not get evidence of it?
What are you looking for?
The way he would have wiped off the handprint. In the locker, all the way on the left. That handkerchief, it doesn't appear until the end of the video.
Ah.
And it said that was his. That's where the handprint was found. That's his locker. So he would have had to open it up to put that in there.
I see. So maybe we present the video again and do the handkerchief at the end.
Do it.
Nice. Yeah, so the handprint isn't there. Probably because he wiped it and then left it in there.
Oh, they don't let us...
Oh, you have to press
present-
on it
Ah.
first.
That's annoying. Just...
Oh, perfect. Show evidence.
I was assuming it's not there because he wiped it off.
That would make sense. Cool. So we should be able to speed up to the end then, and
Yeah. But if you look,
There.
see, like, it's not...
yeah, it's not there.
Because that is his locker, right? All the way on the left?
Yeah.
That means, at the very least, he would have had to have... It
Opened it,
can't
yeah.
be open unless it's him.
That would be good evidence of it.
Still not there. And then there.
Ah, there you go.
No, I hit pause. God damn it.
Fine, just watch the video one
Let's
more time.
see it one more time.
Just make sure.
One more little time. Blue Badger is just so talented.
He is really just popping off right now.
Alright. And there. Did you see it?
See what? Ooh.
Bringing our attention back to the security camera. is a mistake I'm afraid you'll not soon forget, Officer Marshall.
Oh.
Days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well.
1, 2,
You can clearly
3, 4,
be
5,
seen
6,
in this
7,
video.
8, 9, 10. Ah, that's 10.
Is it?
He said very well, and then he added that.
Well, exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. Key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. That locker with the white cloth sticking out. That was the witnesses, I believe. Say what?
Nothing. It was the judge. You keep on, keep on.
Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. Oh, voice crack. Just really excited about this.
Oh, the white cloth, it's gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall?
When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Ghosts! Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away.
Order, order. It would seem that's the...
Hold your horses. Sorry, partner. But you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was opened? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. Murderer needed to hide something, so he opened a locker and stuck it in. Not my fault he happened to choose mine. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man?
You idiot. You've fallen for our trap.
You absolute ignoramus. You maroon. This guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker, and you're right, I'm not. I don't actually hate to do that. Oh yeah? I call your bluff. You say I opened that locker. Now prove it. I mean, we all know that.
Everybody know. Why do I...
We...
Just for his sake.
Okay, there we go.
Fine. Just show him the locker. But he grabs a locker, sits it on the desk.
A fingerprint sensor. We talked about this earlier today, you idiot. Were you not listening? The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In case that locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? I only got 1 word for you, partner. No! Then he dies.
That was 10 words whenever he says, I've only got 1 word for you, partner. No, that was 10.
Order, order, order. Witness, explain yourself.
This is a joke. It's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime.
Olé! Please answer the question.
What is he now, a bullfighter? That's alright, Officer Marshall. Believe we can figure the rest out from here. Don't worry, I think Pursuit's gonna be playing soon.
We can?
Have a look at these floor plans. It's been a while since we said have a look at a photograph. I miss it. There's no plan. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall.
If that's so, then where was the witness?
Seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right.
Yes.
The only possible conclusion. You're thinking what I'm thinking?
Well then, let's hear it.
Meekins and Marshall are the same person. We've never seen them in the same room at the same time. Wait, what did he ask? Where was Marshall?
Where was Marshall at the time of the crime?
Oh yeah, he was the one who was dressed up.
Yeah,
So yeah. What are the V and K?
victim and killer.
Oh, okay.
Officer Marshall was standing right there. I thought they were going down the line of how did he get out unseen.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna be like, the Blue Badger hid behind that.
Yeah, how about it?
That's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was.
He was playing dress up.
Correct, unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you, dressed up like Detective Goodman. That's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted.
When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir.
Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond?
He suddenly pulled a knife on me.
And who has a knife?
Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it?
Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it.
The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card.
Oh, I get it.
If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. You have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? You got quite an imagination, partner. You got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim.
I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition.
I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining.
Ooh, it's not as funny second time around.
Yeah, it's not as... it doesn't sting as much.
Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim?
Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. This can't be happening. So obvious he's the one. What can I do? I mean, it's not like we can just do what Edgeworth said like 2 minutes ago and bring in Officer Meekins who would have seen him. We can't do that.
No, we could never.
Shame that Officer Meekins isn't in this game anymore. He's been deleted. It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. Basics?
Oh, show them our attorney's badge.
That has to be it. For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me.
Phoenix, try thinking outside the box. Also, I'm still dead.
I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. Rather, I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think this locker was open in the first place?
What do you mean?
There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later as it has been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker.
According to the defense argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason.
The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that. He opened it in order to put the cloth inside.
So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth?
Perhaps the video is the key to all our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so the video is my only shot.
Very well, let's take yet another look at the security tape.
Love that tape.
After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness had to open his locker.
It's probably just the blood that's on him, right?
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Yeah, because we can't really point to the blood on the locker since he wiped it off, but we could point to the blood on him or the stabbing, you know?
Yeah, that seems like the most obvious answer. Okay, so
Yeah, like right there.
right there.
Right there, look at all the blood.
For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, though I don't know to what end yet. Yet? However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood.
A bloody white coat.
Couldn't
Bloody
just-
what coat?
You couldn't just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner.
Oh. That was guilt. That was an admission of guilt.
Now then, Officer Marshall. Are you ready to tell us the truth?
Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2
He's never
years
happy.
ago. You were only half as persistent then as you are today. We all wouldn't have to be here now would we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it. Alright. Seems the time has come. Confessions of a Cowboy. Had to do it that day. Just couldn't stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. Wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out. Managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15.
So the supposed victim was really you.
There's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. There's way too much blood for such a small donation. Alright, gonna save real quick. Anything
Let's
stand
press
out
on this
immediately?
one right away so that we can get more information about the SL9.
When you say it, you mean... You even have to ask, partner? SL9 incident. Oh, we did never look at the evidence. We should have. for this.
Case file.
Yeah.
Yep.
2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident's not over. What did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time. No matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance. That's why I... Alright, should we look at that evidence before we forget?
Yeah, we might as well. What's the deal with SL9?
Perpetrator Joe Dark. Crime, serial murder. Sentence, death. Victims, Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Bates, Neil Marshall.
Ooh, Neil Marshall.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Head prosecutor, Miles Edgeworth. Witnesses, Lana Skye, Emma Skye.
Ooh.
Investigation Task Force. Executive Investigators, Damon Gant, Lana Skye. Head Investigator, Bruce Goodman. Investigators, Jake Marshall, Angel Starr. And that's all we have.
I see.
Now we know how they're related.
We do. Looking at the evidence. Let's press on this one a little bit.
Pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off? Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. Didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time.
Officer Meekins certainly is a one-in-a-million type of person. Sneaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID.
I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year. Where did Edgeworth get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. Sorry it had to turn out that way. Me knock him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say.
So you knocked Officer Meekins out and... Maybe just press on this one as well for now.
So you did your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. Didn't think it would make a difference, though. Security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in a struggle with Officer Meekins. Someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? He was dead. What else? He was sleeping like a baby.
What you're saying is, on that day... Ooh, let's press on this. He says at 5:15 and specifies. That's definitely one of those, like, what words you put emphasis on. There wasn't a murder at 5:15.
Something that happens far too often in this game. But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place. What are you, blind? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole the evidence from the locker. Actually, no I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone.
What? Mr. Edgeworth, where's that evidence?
Still missing, Your Honor. Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. I had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. We'll take another look at the files. Okay.
Don't think we pressed on that one.
Just press on this then?
Yeah.
Press on everything?
Maybe we can get more out of where the evidence went.
Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera.
And the detective's ID card.
Stole that the morning of the incident. That really was why Goodman started filing out that lost item report. I returned his ID card, left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint-activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at.
But he could have because a rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer. This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. It will have serious consequences. You can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary.
Oh, what?
Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one is mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with.
The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more.
Ah, there we go. Press on this. Is it because your somebody relative was killed?
That case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it?
That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room.
Joe Dack was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence.
I remember the Joe Dack case. A lot of serial murders, didn't it?
I don't intend to complain about how it turned out. There is something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about.
What happened?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think is his real reason. Everyone won't? Okay.
I think we present on the last one there. We present the SL9 incident and the name Marshall that was on the victim's page.
Yeah, that feels right. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner.
I mean, I have, but that's not
That's
your problem.
completely unrelated. I have the SL9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. And a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall. Yeah, sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago. He received the same lousy prosecutor award you got.
What? A prosecutor?
Must be talking about the King of Prosecutors award. Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right. He was killed. Case fell into your hands.
What's his relation to you?
He was my brother.
I can see it.
He was
They both have hats.
We have matching hats. It's beautiful. He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant, and then the then Deputy Chief of Police. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dack. My brother fought Dack and was killed. That was the first time Dack left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least, according to the public records.
What do you mean?
My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dack. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me.
He put that hat on back so fast.
Well, he is a cowboy.
That's true, that's true.
Well, at least one thing's for certain. I'm so sorry, sir. Now that we know now that we know what happened to the police department the day
Was
of the
that, was that
crime.
on purpose?
Yeah.
Okay.
It started out unintentional, but then I just rolled with it, and it was like, it felt natural.
That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance? It's gotta be more than just that.
So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office's parking lot was the real one.
Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye. But wait, a verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. That's what's about to happen here, idiot. Were you not paying attention? Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. Seems to me, this boy's got the draw on you, partner. All of the mysteries at the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it.
That's true, there's nothing else shady going on with the police department.
Nope, nothing. A sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Skye. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less.
That too.
I was hoping for objection, but I rest my case.
James's trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt.
Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department. No doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake. I didn't realize would end up proving Lana guilty.
Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant...
Oh my god, that sounded like you actually had like an Ace Attorney moment and you fell out of your chair.
Witness Emma. Your Honor, wait!
Emma.
The defense has an objection. A scientific objection. Right?
What do you mean, right?
Also, I like that Mr. Wright. I like that she literally just rolled up and shoved Marshall off the stand.
Yeah.
It's just like he's on the floor right now.
Are you this girl's guardian?
Your Honor.
Please, Your Honor. All I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please.
No, fuck you. Judge, please. Your verdict. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3.
Yo! Things I wish Edgeworth would say to me. I was kind of in shock.
It is true, though.
It's, I mean, finding out the SAL-9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings.
Now that she mentions it, the names of both Sky Sisters were in that file.
But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day? So I knew his fingerprints had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing. The other handprint.
You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker?
But no fingerprints were found on it, right?
No, but I figured it out. If I examined it scientifically, I should be sure to find a clue. So, I ran over there and looked at it again.
So did you find something?
No.
Case closed. Guilty.
Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all.
Is that all?
Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student.
I'm just an attorney. You want to see my attorney's badge? I can prove it.
And I'm just a kid. But, Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them, please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. Anyone can save Lana, it's you.
Me? Oh boy.
Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright. With regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain?
It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this?
Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be...
Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day.
Yes, Your Honor. Ever I've needed to concentrate, it's now.
Yeah, so my thought is the problem with it is that that was never on camera, right? Like, we don't know how that blood print got there, considering that he walked around, you know, the camera.
Yeah.
That's first thought.
So what could be wrong with the handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Be something I'm missing?
I object.
Yeah, we'll bluff for now and figure it out whenever we're actually
Yeah.
given the chance to.
It's either that or that because the blue badger was in front of it. I don't know which.
That's sort of what I was thinking. I feel like it's got to be more than that, though.
Yeah.
His handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright.
You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them?
Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing. Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Yes, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark.
Oh yeah, it's the badger. It's the badger.
The badger.
Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright.
All this evidence here. Gotta be something I can use.
Question is, which item can prove something is missing from the floor plans?
Badger. Badger.
Badger.
Badger. It's time.
What about that piece of plywood? The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force, defender of truth, guardian of proof.
Yes, it's him.
Explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
Well, he defends the truth. He guards the proof.
Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not here. So? What happened when we put him in? This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well?
Well, what?
Audible gasp! That's right. So long as the Blue Badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker. I can't do that justice. I'm not even gonna try.
So that means, what's that mean?
It means it can't be done.
What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker.
Don't look at me. I didn't put it there.
Yes, you did. Mr. Wright, how's he just back here? Marshall got back up and just literally just like pushed her back over here. Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically.
Emma.
That afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker.
That must mean this blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in.
Just one moment. I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom.
he's losing it. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, like the Pokemon, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room kit, because there's a Pokemon called Farfetch'd, but it's like Farfetch'd with an apostrophe instead of an E.
Like the celery Pokemon.
Yeah, it's a neat one. Anyways, blood was spilled not once, but twice. But how? One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand from which a trivial amount of blood fell. Problem is, the other time.
He did it. You can see it in his eyes.
Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been. It had to have been Detective Goodman, when he was really murdered. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. The murderer portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves it when it occurred. When did the first incident occur?
To summarize, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room.
That's right. The blood mark on the locker proves this.
Very well, and tell us, when did this first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented.
Proof that shows when the murder took place. Only one piece of evidence that can show that.
Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? What shows when the first crime took place? Time card.
Good stuff. This one?
Yep.
The crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. In order to do so, an ID card would have been required.
An ID card. Oh, the ID card record.
Everyone's getting into the pursuit scene. I like to think that this is actually playing, like, throughout the courtroom.
It is. There's a DJ in the back.
Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at...
Let's see here, 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p.m. Miles Edgeworth, just what have you done?
I never would have figured you had the nerve, boy. Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it.
I'm afraid I don't understand either.
It's clear from the luminol test that the blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible.
No, it's not.
Unless you're as good as me.
Ooh, that would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room.
Let's look at the chart again. There's only one other card number remaining. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Talk about a lucky number.
But wait, that doesn't make any sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room?
Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7.
Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7.
Is that one more 7 than what was there? I think the judge may be mistaken.
It might be.
That's 1 7 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. We need to stop figuring out what they're about to say.
It's quite the habit.
At least at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7 belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher. Someone who is a so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. Funny how that works, right? That's ridiculous. Just how... I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority.
If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted.
An official charge? You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates.
True.
I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question. Yes? No, not to you. To her, the defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. Lana. Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course we've looked up her ID number, and it's not 7777777. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident.
The S09 incident?
Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? You need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor.
I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth.
2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, we...
Occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did. What? I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. Before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law.
Defendant, just what are you saying?
I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look at me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did?
Chief Prosecutor, you didn't.
I don't have to, Officer Marshall.
Why won't you answer him?
Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But, Lana, even if it involved forging evidence,
See? That's what I'm talking about. No. No!
Order! 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 Order!
Lana's remarks caused such a stir. Chaos. Oh, we would have to wait until the following day. Well, we managed to bluff long enough that we somehow got an extra day, so that worked out.
we did. We just had to have her admit to forging evidence in another crime, and people lost their heads. Easy.
Yeah. Things went kind of perfectly.
I'm probably near the point we called, but if we want to keep that, like, do a little more for wrap up, we can do that.
Yeah, I was kind of just hoping music would play.
Yeah. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said.
You don't need to repeat it because it
30
just
seconds
happened.
ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I never knew that the SO9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings.
Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me. Guess I did miss out on that Netflix special.
Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me.
What do you mean, what happened to you?
It's all there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence.
But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma?
On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me.
What? Tried to kill you?
Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me.
That means you...
Yes. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial.
I didn't see that one coming. I mean, I did because I read it in the report. It was there, I used that in court, so I did read over it. Anyways. More on that next time.
Ooh, quite the cliffhanger, actually.
Yeah.
That's-
More of that next time, which might be the final time we do this.
Ooh.
Because it might, I say might, because if I remember, this last day is long.
On to the final day.
Yeah.
Oh, boom.
Alright, well that'll be it for now. So we'll do this next week, probably. Unless we do end up doing it Thursday, but we'll see. More on that later. We'll figure it out. The plan for next week. Is there anything
Heck
you
yeah.
want to say before we go?
Thank you as always for coming by, and thank you, Dovnin, for having me. It's quite a lot of fun, and this case has been also very intriguing. I'm excited to see what shapes up as we dive into the totally unrelated case.
Yeah, it's going to be real good. All right, well, we'll see you guys next time. Have a good night, everybody. Goodbye.
All right, see ya. Thank you all. Have a good one. Goodbye.